Hey, what is up, you guys? And welcome back to my channel, Just Simply Sports. Here with me, I am Kaja. And if you are new, I welcome you. Please hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of this new content. If you're not new, you've been here. I appreciate you. You know, the saying goes, nice guys finish last. And it looks like Jayson Tatum is finding that out to be true, even in the world of professional sports.
When you're just talking about being in the conversation, his name should be mentioned in the conversation.
That's all.
But to be honest with you, if we really keeping it a buck, personality-wise, he does not have the personality and the killer instinct and the dog to be the face of the franchise. Ant-Man ain't accomplished nothing what this dude has accomplished. But we all know that personality-wise, Ant-Man is different. Ant-Man is telling people however you want it, whenever you want it, on the hard top, in the gym, whenever. He just comes off like that. And usually when you're the face of the league, you have that persona. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily think Jayson Tatum has that persona to be the face of the league.
Right now, the top candidates, I know you're not going to like this, are foreign players.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or a Victor Wembanyama? I mean,
Giannis,
those guys
Luka,
are
Joker,
the candidates.
all of them are international.
Yeah.
You know, it is really, really sad that when you are 26 years old and you are already so accomplished, you have endorsements galore, you have the highest paid NBA contract, you are an NBA champion, you are a 6-time All-Star, you are first team All-NBA, like you have all these accomplishments on your resume and you are, again, only 26. You pretty much play. You never cheat the game. How many times have we seen Jayson Tatum sit out on the side due to load management? He does everything right off the court. He checks all the boxes on the court, and yet somehow and still he is not in the conversation to be the next face of the NBA. I've heard, as we just saw in that clip, I've heard Wemby, I've heard Shai, obviously Ant-Man, so many others, but even from other NBA players, Ant-Man spoke out. He said, Wemby, I understand he doesn't want to be facing the NBA, but for him to even skip over Jayson Tatum, to me, I'm like, what is this notion? Where does that come from? And for me, I think we don't really realize just how powerful the media is. You know, a few years ago, when there was all those conversations, you know, surrounding JT, can he lead the team to a championship? You know, will they accomplish it this year? Will they get over the hump? You know, all those different conversations that surrounded him, I feel like ultimately play a role in why he is being disrespected and overlooked. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay. What is it about Jayson Tatum? Because you saw in that clip, they were saying that JT doesn't have the personality of an Ant-Man. But then you see in the same clip, another commentator is saying that the next face of the NBA is someone who is international player. When I think about Wemby, Shai, there's the Joker, Luka, name one out of the four that have a standout personality. I'll wait. Better yet, I'll read it in those comments because I cannot think of one. Shai, and I love Shai, you guys. I think he is so swaggy. He can dress his behind off. I love to see him coming to the games. You know, aura, you know, as the kids are saying, right? But when I think about personality, if we go by personality, he doesn't have a personality that just stands out. You know, he's not on the court flexing like, yeah, you know, he's not Ant-Man-esque, you know, Michael Jordan-esque in terms of, you know, how he plays and how he gets to play his faces and things like that. Wemby seems like a nice young man. Again, not cheating the game. They both, him and Shai, both show up. They play. I don't always see low management. You know, this is Wemby's being out the longest, I think, and it's only his second year. It's only his second year already, and we're placing him in the conversation before we place Jayson Tatum in the conversation. To me, that is wildly disrespectful. But back to Wemby's personality. He seems like a nice young man. You know, by all accounts, he shows up. He plays hard. He commits, you know, to his job. He's dedicated. But again, if we're going by personality and bravado as the reason why JT is soft and why he's not in the conversation, then show me a clip where Wemby is showing that bravado on the court. The Joker the Joker is a walking triple-double. Yes, he is. But again, if we're talking about bravado and personality, he's not the kind of personality that just jumps off the screen at you and makes you say, hey, you know, that guy right there is, yeah, you know, I like the Joker. Again, highly skilled. SGA, Wemby, Joker, Luca are the top four international players that I hear in constant conversation for being the next face of the NBA. But those four, as highly skilled as they are, do not have the personality of an Ant-Man. But when you think about it, it's really crazy how the generations and how we look at our leaders and our heroes, however you want to word it, has changed, right? Because if you think about Steph, right? Steph is a showman, right? He starts to hit the night when he's feeling really good and those threes are landing. But by all accounts, he's not a trash talker. You may talk some trash to Steph, but he's not going to get back with you like that. He's not going to be in your face like, what? He's going to show up and he's going to drop 60 on your head, 50 on your head. And what? He's going to drop 10 threes. You know what I mean? It's going to be an avalanche, of him with the floaters, the one hands, whatever it may be. He might hit you with a night or two, but he's not going to get at you that way. But for the most part, his personality is very chill. He seems to be laid back. He's well spoken. He's articulate, beautiful family, endorsements, has his own, camps, for the underrated players and things of that nature. And we consider him to be one of the faces of the league. We consider LeBron one of the faces of the league. Again, both of these men, right? They have been the champions 4 times over, MVPs, they Olympic gold medalists. So was Jayson Tatum. And again, another beautiful family, Savannah James, Zuri, Bronny, and Bryce. And we consider them to be the faces right now until they leave of the NBA. But they are not in your face kind of guys. LeBron's a little bit different, he's more aggressive. But to me, he does not have the same personality as an Ant-Man. To me, Ant-Man personality wise is the one that jumps out the most. John Morant, when he's a little gritty, and he's doing this, when he really hits like a game winner or something crazy, when you're watching him before he decided to stop dunking, flying through the air. So I would say more entertaining to watch. But why is it that Jayson Tatum has to switch his style of play, in spite of everything that he has accomplished, to be in consideration to be the face of the NBA? Why does he have to do that? And why does the media continue to push the people who don't have the resume, who haven't even come close to accomplishing what JT has accomplished? We used to talk about Ja being the face of the NBA before he had his off the court troubles, but he was in consideration for it. He hasn't even sniffed a finals. He hasn't won a championship. He hasn't won an MVP. How many times has he been an all-star? How many, first team All-NBAs, all those different things, Olympic gold medalist. I mean, Ant-Man has at least won that, right? But we talk about JT like he's not even, like he's a bench player of some sort. He is the face of one of the two most popular franchises in NBA history. It's the Lakers and the Celtics. Now, the Celtics have more championships than the Lakers. And he's the face of that franchise. It's not some small market town, where nobody really comes to, and, they don't really get a lot of big market dollars and things of that nature. And he is not in consideration to me. This is so wild on so many levels and crazy. And this really goes to show you where we are today as a society, where the media is and who they choose to push, because that's a big part of it. If the media would have stopped questioning Jayson Tatum's leadership and whether or not he could get a championship done, whether or not him and Jaylen Brown should have been separated, I honestly feel like if that narrative wasn't pushed on him, the past 2 years prior to him winning the championship last year, then he would also be, we wouldn't feel the way we feel about JT. And when I say we, I'm talking about, the perception that he has, not me as an individual. He has never been in trouble legally, right? He has a son. He just had another son with, singer LMA. His mom, beautiful relationship. His dad, we always see him induced together. He is a great father, a great role model, someone that you would want your son, if he plays basketball, to look up to, of anything. He speaks well, he's articulate, he's mannerable, he's respectful. And yet, because he's not, coming through like, yeah, watch out, like, it's like, he's not doing that. He blows a little kiss, he's different with it, it's like, oh yeah, he's soft, he's not even in the conversation, is what is wild to me. And where is this double standard? This double standard is what I find to be so crazy, because we're going to sit there and say in one breath that JT does not have the personality and the bravado to be the next face of the NBA. But in the same breath, we're going to put people in the conversation like SGA, Luca, and the Joker in the conversation who don't have in your face personalities. But we're going to critique and we're going to condemn JT for that. What is it What is it about that, you guys? I do not get it. It makes absolutely no sense to me. I really could go on and on about this topic, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. Let me know in those comments. And of course, I will see you in the next video.